Okay, in this video we're going to look at what I think some of the historical influences are behind the Brettonian army in the old world. Now, Warhammer Fantasy Battles, the iconic tabletop miniature game, transports players into a rich and fantastical world, bringing with diverse armies, epic battles, mythical creatures. And amongst the many factions in the old world are the Brettonian army, and it stands out for its chivalric ethos, knightly orders, and medieval inspiration drawn from European history. Delving into that historical influences that shaped the Brettonian army reveals a tapestry woven of elements of chivalry, feudalism, and medieval warfare. At the heart of the Brettonian army lies the concept of chivalry, a code of conduct that governed the behaviour of knights in medieval Europe. Drawing inspiration from the romanticised ideals of knighthood, the Brettonian army epitomises the virtues of courage, honour and loyalty. Knights clad in shining armour, sworn to defend the weak and uphold justice, embody the noble spirit of chivalry that paraded medieval literature and legends. In Warhammer Fantasy Battles, the Brettonian army reflects the hierarchical structure of feudal society that was categorised in medieval Europe. At the top of the social hierarchy are the nobles, comprising of dukes, counts, barons, who ruled over the vast estates and command armies of knights and men-at-arms. Beneath them are the peasants, tolling the land and serving the feudal lords in exchange for protection and sustenance. This feudal arrangement mirrors the stratified social order of medieval Europe, where power and privilege were concentrated in the hands of the nobility. Now, central to the Brettonian army are its knights and its knightly orders, the elite warriors bound by oaths of allegiance and valour. Now, these orders are distinguished by their heraldic symbols and colourful banners. They evoke the traditions of medieval chivalry and heraldry. Now, the Knights of the Realm, Grail Knights and Questing Knights embody the archetypal figures of Arthurian legend and medieval romance, riding into battle atop about mighty horses wielding lances, swords in the name of honour and glory. In Warhammer Fantasy Battles, or Old World, the Brettonian army employs tactics reminiscent of medieval warfare, characterised by cavalry charges, siege engines and armoured formations. The knights, clad in plate armour, supported by squires and yeomen, from the backbone of the Brettonian army's formidable cavalry units, through the peasant militias armed with pole arms and longbows bolster their ranks, right, while the trebuchets and siege towers unleash devastation upon the enemy. These tactics harken back to the battles and sieges of medieval Europe, where armoured knights clashed on the battlefield and castles withstood the onslaught of enemy armies. The Brettonian army in Warhammer Fantasy Battles in the Old World is a testament to the enduring appeal of medieval chivalry and knightly romance. Inspired by the rich tapestry of European history, it brings to life the ideals of honour, courage and nobility that captivated the imagination of storytellers and poets throughout their ages. As players command their armies on the tabletop, they embark on a journey through a world where knights ride forth to conquer, defend and uphold the ideals of chivalry in the face of darkness and adversity. Now, looking at the historical influences could be a great way to add a character to your armies. Picking up some historical miniatures to put inside your Brettonian army to give it a bit more of a different flavour, adds a bit more to add to it, or you could just build a Brettonian army from historical miniatures from a number of manufacturers out there. You know, by knowing where those influences have come from, you can pick up some additional models or even units to make your army stand out and look different to the typical old world Brettonian army, just by adding some of the historical miniatures into the mix. Now, obviously, if you're a tournament player, you're not going to be able to do that because you can't go into official Games Workshop tournaments. You can't field non-Games Workshop models. But if you're a typical normal sort of club player or play at home, you can add those elements in. You can bring some miniatures from Fireforge Games, for instance, just to give it a bit of more flavour and make it look a bit more different to every other Brettonian army that's out there. Well, anyway, if you liked me looking at some of the historical influences of the Brettonians and would like me to look at some of the other armies in the old world, drop a comment below and say which ones you'd like me to do. I probably will do the Tomb Kings next, because obviously those Brettonians and the Tomb Kings are what's available at the moment. But if you want to see me do some of the others, like I said, drop a comment below and I'll put together a video. Anyway, that's all for this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.